Hey PBC, it's a sunny day here on the campus, and I'm looking forward to sharing some details with you as to what we're going to do and how we're going to do our best in this challenging season. I just want you to know that we love you, we're proud of you, so grateful for the way you're all responding. This week of classes has all been virtual. I know we got spring break next week, and so that gives us even more time to get ready for the stretch run of the semester. But I want to give you details now as to what our game plan is, and then we're going to send an email that has everything written out, black and white, detailed, so you have some good information to start making plans yourself. So as you know, with the virus situation, government agencies have given us certain parameters and guidelines, and we want to follow all of those. We have two priorities. I mentioned these in the video last night. I just mentioned them again quickly. One, our priority is, of course, the safety and welfare of all of our students, as well as the community at large. And as you know, young adults can get the virus and not feel much effect, but they can pass it on to others without knowing it. And so for us to just flatten the curve and what's happening in the community at large, we want to do our part. And obviously other schools are doing the same. But the second priority, which is right there with it, is that we are committed to helping you finish the semester and finish it well. We don't want to have like just, well, let's kind of limp to the end, or let's do mini doses of everything. We want you to get the full dose of the classes you've signed up for, and even though some of the student experience will be a little different, we're not going to get to meet in the chapel for a little while. We're still going to do some chapel type things. We're still going to connect with you. And even though the government is calling it social distancing, we're going to call it physical distancing, because we might keep our 6 feet so we don't spread it, but we don't want to have any distance relationally in heart and spirit. So here's the facts. We're going to stay with all of our live classes being done in a virtual online kind of way until April 27th. At that time, Oregon and Washington schools are planning on being back in session, and so we thought that would be a good date for us to resume live classes as well. Obviously, the situation can change between now and then, but that gives us several weeks to plan, and it gives us kind of a lane to run in here for the next few weeks. And our team has been scrambling, working hard, working overtime. Plus, we have spring break next week to get ready to really do this in a more concentrated way. We kind of piecemealed this last week together, and hopefully you got in and watched the lectures and did your assignments. And if you haven't done that, obviously you need to jump in and do that, and you got spring break to catch up. But then we're going to get on a rhythm of this for the 4 weeks after spring break. So you will get instructions in each course page in Populi as to what's going on with that course. You will see that there are lessons there. You click on the lesson, the videos will be there if there's videos to watch. All of the communication for each course will come through the home page of each course. And we're committed to delivering those courses to you in this virtual way until we get to reconvene live April 27th. Now, I know there's a couple of questions that come up in the meantime. One is, should I go home? Should I stay? We want you to know we're going to support you either way. If you feel you want to go home, we're encouraging that. It's totally fine. What about reconvening then on the 27th? Well, obviously, if you're in the Portland area, then we would anticipate you being back in the classrooms with us starting on April 27th. Now, if you're in an unusual situation, some of our international students, maybe your nation's leadership is calling you home, or that's the only place you have health insurance, whatever you and your families are considering, we want you to know we're committed to supporting you. Obviously, it's going to be different once we convene live, because we'll be going back into a live format, but we want to do our best to help you finish the semester. Now, we're not saying that, hey, everybody just go wherever you want and it doesn't matter whether you come back on the 27th. No, we need you back if at all possible for you to be back. But if you have a unique, unusual situation, feel free to talk to us about it. We want to support you. The campus will still be open. For those of you that want to move home, you live in the Portland area, etc., totally fine to do that. If you're from somewhere else, you want to go home in the meantime and your job situation allows that, that's totally fine as well. But the campus will remain open. We'll still have the cafeteria serving meals, but only on a takeout basis. So there won't be group meals in the cafeteria because of the CDC guidelines. but there'll be to-go meals, so you'll get information about that if you're on campus. We want to continue our small groups, even if you have to meet virtually. Like if some of you go home and some of your small groups here, this week we've been having all of our meetings, leadership meetings by Zoom the last few days, both church and even today college staff. Works really well, so there's a lot of formats you can use where you can actually be talking to each other on the screen, and the interaction, it's not the same as being in person, but really heart and spirit it can be the same. So we encourage you to stay in touch with each other and stay in touch with us. Obviously, Alex and Sarah live on the campus here, Glenda and I do. We're still going to be here for you. Most of our staff, though, is going to be working remotely, so they're still happy to meet with you. Our counseling services, advising, all of that is still available to you. Not everybody will be in the office every day, but all you got to do is message and we'll be happy to connect with you. And if it needs to be face-to-face, we're happy to do that. If it can be virtual, we're happy to do that as well. We want to stay connected with you. We want to journey through these weeks with you. We are still a school family. And though it's going to look a little different in terms of how we function, we want the quality of our connection and impartation to continue to be the same. Now, there might be just a very few classes where there still needs to be a live interaction. We'll follow the CDC guidelines, but for instance, ESL, maybe some of the music, there needs to be more hands-on face-to-face. Again, the home page for every course in Populi will give you the instructions as to what's going to happen with those. So beyond that, I have a really important encouragement. And obviously some of you might be concerned, what about graduation? Because we're planning on reconvening on the 27th, we are still planning on graduation. Now, if things get worse in our nation and things get more serious in terms of government measures, then we might have to readjust. But for sure by the 27th, we should have a firm idea for sure if graduation's going to happen. We wouldn't wait till the last minute and then all of a sudden have to pull the plug on that. So we're planning on it. We're planning on doing the last 3 weeks of school together. We're planning on having graduation together and celebrating all our graduates. We're going to work on some chapel type things in the meantime. I know some seniors were preparing messages. We have faculty and staff want to minister to you. So just kind of respond, be on the lookout for this. Obviously, we use the Facebook page for the campus students here, posting things there, also on Populi. I have something, though, that I've really been thinking a lot about, and that is for us to do this well, it's going to take us outside of our comfort zone. Now, I realize that most of you prefer to learn in the classroom. I kind of prefer to teach in the classroom, and for some of you it's like, watching lectures online, it's not my learning style. Well, I've learned this about learning styles. You can actually adapt and grow in that way. So even if this is not your preferred way to receive from us, because of the unusual nature of the situation, I'm trusting that if you'll lean in with some determination, God's going to give us all grace, and you're going to receive through this. So please do your best to lean into it. Don't just treat this in a perfunctory manner, well, whatever I got to do to get the semester done. Let's contend for God to do things in our lives. I hope your prayer life is increasing during this time. There's certainly plenty of stuff to pray for. And I hope your interaction with each other, even though there's more physical distancing kind of considerations, that we lean into each other, we love each other, support each other, pray for each other, encourage each other. This is a great time for us to really be PBC family. If you have any questions, the document that is sent, feel free, it will have some more info on it. You can email us with questions, text, social media, however you want to get a hold of us. We're not just taking a break, we are here for you. We want to connect with you, so please take advantage of that. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's gone on a while, but if you have questions, please respond. We'll send you the black and white sheet with all of this info on it in just a few minutes. God bless you. Love you guys.